Welcome to Life is for Living. I'm your host, Kylee Buckley, and I'm here with David J Riddell from the School of Living Wisdom. Welcome, David.
Thank you. Good to be here.
David, tell me, what is living wisdom all about?
Living Wisdom is the name I coined for a combination series of courses incorporating some theology, some life skills, some psychology, some psychotherapy, and some philosophy. So you might think of it as a smorgasbord. I think of it as preparation for life
Mhm.
and teaching people all the things that their parents could not teach them.
Right.
These are all of the ingredients for success: physical success, spiritual success, emotional success, academic success, and relational success. Now, it's 2 weeks training in success. And to get there, we need to cover all of those topics as far as we can. And it's also a combination or integration of the best of psychology with the best of Christian faith, with the best of life techniques and life hacks. And so we developed this course, well, I developed this course over 10 years, and it's now been running for about 40 years and is happening in different countries in the world today, but based in New Zealand.
Yes, in Nelson. And people can come to you and see you for 2 weeks as well as.
We have a private college here, a large house, big grounds, library, lecture, theatre, club rooms, and beautiful luxury accommodation where people can come and just sit under the teaching
Mhm.
that can show them where their own mind has not been their friend, and
Mhm.
they can do something about any rift in their marriage or their family or amongst their children. Some people call it a checkup from the neck up, Kylie.
Right. Yes.
Other people call it filling the dad gaps, the education gaps, and the gaps that self-hatred has left. We have depressed people come. We have high achievers come. We
Mhm.
have PhDs and professional caregivers. We also have people who can barely spell their own name. It's really practical hacks in life for successful living. And we spend quite a bit of time teaching ministry skills and counseling skills as a part of it.
Right.
So
Yes.
it's pretty full on. It's 2 weeks of intensive and a weekend off to tour Nelson's lovely city or head out round the bay to Abel Tasman. The students have a great time and I thoroughly enjoy teaching them.
Well, in the beginning of your Living Wisdom manual, you have 38 points. Can I just ask you some of the questions for you to touch on,
Random as you like.
just to give the listener a idea of some of the things that can be brought up and discussed during
Let's do it.
classes? Okay, so what about freeing yourself from the fear of man?
Well, you see, the fear of man brings intimidation, brings arrested development, brings the fear of assertiveness. The fear of man means you can't individuate, you can't get on your own 2 feet, you can't really become your own person.
Mhm.
All sorts of nasties grow out of the fear of man because life is not meant to be a popularity contest. And if you treat it like a popularity contest, you'll be afraid to disappoint, afraid to contradict, afraid to let people down. And
Mhm.
yet, mature living requires all of those things from time to time.
Mhm.
So, one of the lectures we teach on is assertiveness and comeback skills. How to push back with dignity, how to push back politely, how not to let the crazy maker set the agenda for your life.
Mhm.
And that brings tremendous freedom to a lot of people that are in a codependent relationship.
Yes, wonderful.
And that's just one of about 100 lectures that we take people through.
Yes. Here's another one for you, David. New grooves for old ruts of the mind.
Well, you know, the brain has been described as a billion grooves, any one of which can swallow you up if you dig them too deep. So pornography is a groove that can become too deep to escape. Gluttony and binging can become a groove that is too deep. Addiction to drugs, addiction to money and profit and materialism. All of these grooves need new grooves dug across them to fill them in. And as an agent of change, I take seriously the need to help my students achieve radical changes in their own thinking and in their own mind in the shortest possible time.
Mm-hmm.
So we take psychological change very seriously, and we show people how to achieve it in a far shorter space than they ever thought was possible.
And that's very true. And you use truth statements to do that.
Yes, they have to be totally relevant. They have to be straight to the point, and they have to conflict with the lies that people have been accumulating their whole lives. And so we call it truth therapy or misbelief therapy. We
Mm-hmm.
call it rational emotive behavioral therapy. We call it scriptural therapy, from the truth that sets free. And so it is an integration, shall we say, of faith and psychology, the best of both worlds, I think.
Mm-hmm. And David, you've got this book of daily insights, and in this, guys, is full of many daily insights or truths that can help you renew your mind. And I tell you, they are so powerful.
And
Very,
they're divided up into four categories. There's truth to heal relationships and to build relationship skills. There's truth for mental and emotional healing and for mental health. There's truth for training children, and there's truth for faith, to deliver you from toxic forms of religion and to bring you into the freedom of genuine and healthy faith.
yes. Okay. Teaching your mind to become your friend.
Well, we're body, soul, and spirit. Essentially, we are spirits. That's the sovereign part of our nature, Kylie. But what happens when your mind kidnaps your spirit and runs off with it into a despair, into a depression, into a addiction, into an erotic addiction? What happens when your mind grabs your spirit and imprisons it? What happens when the soul dominates and bullies the spirit? The answer is you're no longer free. You're now a slave to something bigger than you are, and you'll probably certainly need help to escape that habit that became an addiction, that became an enslavement, that typified your whole life.
Mm. And you may not even be
Often,
aware of it, guys.
often a single thought in childhood that was never captured.
Yes. Okay, let's do one last one. Emergency repairs for marriage and family life.
Yeah, we don't want quick fixes unless they're effective fixes. I'm all for a genuine quick fix, providing it holds and providing that fix is sustainable. We're not putting chewing gum on the radiator now. We're cleaning out the radiator and giving it a whole new lease on life. And if your brain can be likened to a computer, we've got fixes for every bug. And sometimes we have to be transformed not by the renewing of our mind, but by the rebooting of our mind. And so this is 2 weeks, check up from the neck up,
Mhm.
to reboot your brain and to show you where you went wrong in your childhood programming that is now causing you sickness or poverty or alienation or depravity or addiction. We want to show you where you took that track and how to back out of it quick smart before you do any more damage either to yourself or your family.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So it's about healing, healing our mind, our soul, our emotions, isn't it?
that's right. So total healing, what the New Testament Greek knows as sozo.
Right,
Saved, healed, delivered, all the same word, sozo.
right. Well, thank you, David, for another wonderful episode of Life is for Living.
And check out www.livingwisdom.co.nz. You get all the information you need from that one.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye now.